Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I last had the pleasure of speaking with you, but I've had a busy couple months. Book club is changing. I'm going to be focusing less on what I've seen week to week. This is going to be my experience with a year of Fandango Fanclub. Now, if you're wondering, well, what's Fandango Fanclub? Fandango Fanclub apparently started late 2024 and is basically Fandango's monthly membership. Why fan club? Why did I pick fan club as opposed to any of the other theater membership services? Well, I live in the middle of nowhere. It's going to be 25 to 45 minutes until I can get to the next theater. And since I live in the middle of nowhere, I can't just say, well, anytime I want to see a movie, it's going to be at this theater. You know, then I'm locked down, because every theater doesn't get the same movies if you don't live in a major hub. If I wanted to see one of the movies I saw that I'm going to talk about, I had to drive to a specific theater chain that was not represented in 2 of the 4 major cities near me. So that wouldn't have worked out. Another reason why I picked Fandango as opposed to an exclusive chain is the pricing on those exclusive memberships is great. If you can see multiple movies a week, or if you can guarantee you're gonna see X number of movies a month. Now that's not me. I don't have the type of life where I can just drop everything and say that, you know, I'm going to go see 2 movies this week, or I'm going to go see 4 movies this month, or whatever it may be. That's not going to work out well for me, and therefore I'm paying for a service that I'm not using the full extent of. Another reason why I really wanted to start on this project is in 2025, I only went to the theater twice. I ended up going to see Superman opening weekend, and I got to see Wake Up Dead Man before it went to Netflix for all eternity. And I liked going to the movies, and I wanted to make sure that I was supporting movies that I wanted to see, because sometimes, you know, it's not guaranteed a movie's going to go to video. And if a movie goes to streaming after it's in theaters and doesn't get a video release, to me, that movie doesn't exist anymore. If I can't hold it in my hands, it doesn't exist. Especially with all of the services constantly changing hands and, you know, changing from one to the other. That's another reason why I'm interested in Fandango's membership in particular. Part of it is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. So what's going to happen to Fandango after the, you know, Netflix or Paramount buyout? That's an interesting prospect. What are they going to do to me, a loyal member of Fandango Fanclub? Do I get anything out of this deal? And I was curious, if I put myself in the position of seeing at least 1 movie a month, or going to the theater at least 12 times, how much money would I spend on this endeavor? Now, what benefits do you get with Fandango Fanclub? It's about $10 a month. So, with that $10, you get a $10 Fandango promo code every month. On the anniversary day of when you join the program, you get a $10 promo code. Keep that in mind, because it does not stack. That $10 promo code goes away the next month. You get waived ticket processing fees. Now, in this era, nobody is just going to the theater. Most, if not all, theaters now have reserved seating, so you know exactly which seat you are getting before you even walk into the theater. So, you know, who's not buying tickets ahead of time? And every time you buy a ticket online, you're throwing on $1 to $2 easy per ticket for a ticket processing fee. And this waives that. Another perk to Fandango Fanclub is you get the ability to refund or exchange tickets before showtime, which is a big perk but I am going to put a little asterisks on that in just a minute. You get a $5 reward every 4 tickets that you buy. Being that generally I'm going to go see a movie with my wife or my best friend, that's a guaranteed 2 tickets a showtime, so I'm going to get that stacked on pretty quickly. You also get a discounted ticket on your birthday. I'll see what that looks like near the end of this year, and then you get an additional $10 credit every month that also expires to the Fandango Fan Store. Now, the Fandango Fan Store I am not a fan of because there was one item in particular I wanted. They had a Turner Classic Movies Film Festival tie-in, and I wanted this particular ornament. And then after the $10 credit, with taxes and shipping and everything, that ornament was still going to be $10 on top of that. And I did not want to spend that money on the ornament at that given time, and now that ornament no longer exists. There's nothing at the fan store for me. I don't need to pay a stupid amount of money for an inflatable, or a throw rug, or a pint glass. So I will not be using this membership benefit. It's like how every 3 days I get an email from Amazon saying that I have an unused Prime member benefit because I never use Amazon Music because I don't listen to music. Now let's talk about how I'm tracking all of these things. So to begin with, I'm going to be tracking the costs across 3 different tiers. So my fan club membership is going to be on my debit card, so I'm going to be tracking that on my bank statement. I have a $100 Fandango gift card. I've got 2 $50 Fandango gift cards, and that's going to be used for tickets outside of my monthly credit. How long is that $100 gift card going to last? And then anytime I buy concessions for whoever's in my group, those are all going to be cash. So, I'm going to be tracking all of that. Now, I do have some gripes. I know you've already heard me complain today, but I do have some gripes about this program. First thing, Fandango is really behind when it comes to gift cards. If you have a gift card, you have to hold on to it. I have 2 $50 physical Fandango gift cards, and I cannot apply it as a credit to my account. I have to hold on to the card like it's the old days, and I have to manually apply this card every single purchase that I want to use it. I can't just say I want to take the gift card amount and add it onto my Fandango credit. I don't know who is behind this decision, but I really hope that changes, because I don't know any other service that doesn't allow you just to take the gift card and apply it to your online membership balance. I don't understand that. The next gripe about this is with that $10 promo code that you get every month. It is not an account credit. It is a promo code, which means not only does it expire at the end of every month or a month after your monthly day started, that code has to be manually found and manually applied. You have to go to your Fandango. You have to go to your Fandango page, find the monthly code, and then copy it. And then when you go to purchase a ticket, it will allow you to add on that code as a gift card / promo code. There's no automated part of that process. I don't understand, because I'm paying for the service and they still require me to hunt down my code. You will get it sent to you in an email every month if you'd like. But again, that's a gripe here. This is not an issue. It's just a minor annoyance for the service that I'm paying for, and I feel like you, the consumer, should be aware of this. Also, that is a single-use promo code. If you purchase something that is not $10, You do not get to keep the overage as an account credit. That just disappears. So, keep that in mind. Again, you're staying with me over the course of a year with this service. The video you're seeing now is based on my experiences with this service in January and by this point in February. So, we'll keep that in mind. Now, why did I pick Fan Club? And why did I pick Fan Club when I picked Fan Club? One of the reasons why is that when I was researching theater membership programs, I got this promo ad right here when I was looking to buy tickets for Fandango. And this said you get 2 free tickets when you join. Now the problem here is that you have to buy 3 months up front with this promo specifically. Now, I'm going to hit pause, and I want to tell you all something else that happened with Fandango. Again, I like the service so far. I have some problems with it, but overall I do like this service. The problem is in November, when I purchased tickets to see Wake Up Dead Man, I got an ad that said, would you like to waive your ticket fees by signing up for Fandango Fanclub's free trial? I signed up for it, my ticket fees were waived, and then after I saw the movie, I canceled my fan club membership. If you have a free trial to Fan Club, you are ineligible. If you cancel your Fan Club free trial, you are ineligible to purchase a year membership for an entire calendar year. That is not a lie, that is not a mistake. If you reach out to their customer service, as I will show you here, you are ineligible to purchase a year outright because you had a free trial to the service. I like the service, but I feel like you should know this. Now, being that I am forced to buy the monthly version of the membership, I was very excited by this promo. This promo gives you 2 tickets up front when you join, but you have to pay for 3 months up front. 3-month minimum, and then you go at the normal monthly rate. So you pay $30 the day you sign up, or as it came to be, $32.07 after taxes. You pay $32.07, and then you don't pay Fandango a dime for the membership for 3 months, and then going on month 4, you will pay $9.99 going forward. So, that's that. And I liked that because, 2 tickets is going to pay for a chunk of that $30, and you get your month promo code on top of that. So, we're going to keep that as a part of our value proposition. And here is my tracking so far. I spent $32.07 to get 3 months of Fan Club. Now, I used those 2 free tickets immediately, as soon as I was able to pre-order tickets for Send Help. I saw that Send Help was available via pre-sale, and I really wanted to see this movie. If you saw my video on Sherlock Holmes, you know how much of a fan I am of Rachel McAdams. Rachel McAdams is one of our greatest actresses, even though I don't think she's the greatest in her most famous films. I don't think she's great in Mean Girls, but she is amazing in About Time. She's great in Sherlock Holmes. I love Rachel McAdams. I cannot wait to rewatch Red Eye after seeing this film, so I wanted to get the best tickets in the house. So, I used 2 free tickets to purchase 2 seats opening weekend in a couple weeks from when I purchased it at a theater I wanted to try out, the AMC 8. AMC 8 I'm very interested in because they have paired seating, where you've got the 2 powered recliners, and then that's all there are. It's just groups of 2 powered recliners. No rows, no worried about, running past somebody to get to the bathroom, that sort of thing. That sounds great. Now, I purchased those tickets for Saturday, January 31st. Now, snow came in the week before, and I had my ticket credit. I had my ticket credit that had to be used by January 25th. Had to use my $10 credit by January 25th, 2026. I had to use my credit from when I purchased the membership in December, and I ended up not seeing any movies for the majority of January. So I had a $10 credit that I had to use. I used my credit to rent Nobody 2 from Fandango at home. Now apparently this was a recent addition to the service. Up until about, I want to say, November of 2025, I'll pull the date up here, you could not use your Fandango Fanclub monthly promo code for Fandango at home rentals. So they have added that onto the service. Now, I did use my $10 credit to rent Nobody 2, which retailed for $5.99, which meant the entirety of my December credit had now been used. Now, we were snowed in that weekend. We were snowed in. We needed something fun to watch. I wanted to watch something more recent because I wasn't going to the theater before Send Help. None of the movies that were out before Send Help interested me. So, I had a good time watching Nobody 2. I really like its take off on Nobody's formula. I really liked, the use of the carnival set pieces. I really think that was an interesting idea. If they make a third one, I really want to see what location they go to from here. The stunt work is always good on the Nobody series. Anything that's attached with anybody from the John Wick team typically has good stunt work. And I really like Bob Odenkirk, and I really thought he was used well here. Also, always happy to see Christopher Lloyd. Now, adding that on to our value proposition so far, adding on $5.99 in value to our negative $32.07, I still have $26.08 in value proposition that I need to get my money's worth out of. Hold on to that. It was going to snow again. The weekend had finally, it was on the horizon. It was Thursday, I was coming home from work, and they were calling for snow for Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday, which meant I could not see the movie I wanted to see on Saturday, the movie I had been waiting all of January for, the movie I had used my 2 free tickets on. Now here's the problem again. Asterisk over here. Because my tickets were a promo code, I could not get a refund. I called them ahead of time, and I tried to go in the app. I went in the app first. The app said due to the promo-related nature, you could not get a refund or an exchange. I called the customer service line. They said they could not give me a refund, an exchange, or new promo tickets. But the person on the phone said if the theater closed due to weather, they might be able to do something. Now, that was on Thursday. I got home from work, and, I was a little sad because I really wanted to see this movie. And my wonderful wife on her way home said, is there a way we could see it tonight? So, movie number one. Movie number one, we saw Send Help. We saw Send Help at the Cinemark Ashboro, Thursday, January 29th at 7:40. Now, this theater is in a dead mall. There are stores in this mall, but there are no big anchor stores in this mall. I'm talking a sporting goods store that nobody's heard of, Books A Million that I buy something in maybe once every year when I buy a very discounted word search book that nobody else wanted. There's not really that many chain stores. I think we've got a Belk and an American Eagle We've got a shoe show. Like, there's not that much in this mall, but this mall has a theater attached. And this is the cheap theater. I'm talking $8 tickets normally when I try to go see movies on a Saturday morning. Cheap time. But we were able to go see this movie the day before the snow hit. There was still snow and ice on the road from the previous week, but we made it to the theater and we saw the movie, and I will tell you, it was not perfect, but it was a fantastic time. Rachel McAdams and Sam Raimi need to make more movies together. I gave it a solid 4 out of 5. I really can't wait to see this again. I loved the horror comedy elements. There were scenes where I was laughing hysterically. There were scenes where I was grimacing at the screen the whole time. Dylan O'Brien is great, but Rachel McAdams really steals this movie. I'm so happy that Sam Raimi saw her on the set of Doctor Strange 2 and apologized for not being able to utilize her talent. So I'm really glad that this worked out. If she shows up if she becomes a new actor in Sam Raimi's stable of actors, I will be so, so happy. Seeing Sam Raimi make movies in 2026 made me very, very happy. But I had to use a gift card to cover the second ticket because we were now over the hump. Now remember, I used my December credit that was going to expire on the 25th for Nobody 2, which meant on January 29th, I had my credit for February on my account. So I had my $10 credit, and I used it to purchase my ticket. Now there was an overage, so $10 on my monthly credit, $9.20 on my gift card. Which means for our membership value tracking, I used $10 from my January credit, and I now am negative $16.08 in my value proposition. Now, I'm also tracking the concessions that I got. Now, this was a late evening showing. I've never seen a movie this late. This is not me, especially because the movie is about 2 hours, and then I gotta drive a half hour home, or my wife has to drive us a half hour home. So, I had already eaten dinner, but it's a movie, and it's the first movie I've seen in a while, so I bought a medium popcorn, purchased myself a Coke Zero, and it was a good time. So with a medium popcorn and a small drink, it cost $13.64 in concessions. Let's look at the tracking so far across all 3 of our pillars. So, with my ticket credit for Send Help, I am negative $16.08 in my total spent on the membership as regarding its value. My gift card, I have used $9.20 for my Send Help second ticket. And for my concessions, I've spent $13.64 at the Cinemark on popcorn and a drink. Okay. Now, it did snow that night. I reached out to Fandango on Saturday when the theater announced they were closed, and I could see that they had turned off the ability to purchase tickets in Fandango. So Fandango was aware the theater was closed. I reached out to them, they put in a request with their escalation department, and they said they would see what they could do, because they said they could not give me a new promo code. I don't understand why they couldn't just give me another series of promo codes if they're single use, but I'm not telling them how to run their business. Especially because they gave me a credit for the $25.71. They credited my account. They gave me a Fandango balance of $25.71 for the tickets I could not use that had already been purchased, which made me feel silly that I didn't use that credit. If I had known this ahead of time, if I could have foreseen the snow, I would have used my credits and purchased an IMAX ticket, knowing that the theater was going to be closed, because then I could have ridden that for a while. But again, they don't normally do this type of thing, so I can only be so happy that they gave me this credit. Honestly, so happy. I was afraid that I wasn't going to get anything for my promo codes. Which leads to me having that balance and movie number 2. Now, before we get to movie number 2, let me tell you about something that also happened with my Fandango account. Now, since I told you all I had purchased 2 tickets to see Wake Up Dead Man in November, I had 2 tickets on my account as a purchase history. Since I have now purchased, non-promoed, since I have purchased 2 tickets, not using my free ticket code, because those sit alone in its own special bucket, even though I used a promo code for 1 ticket and purchased the other one with a gift card, it counted those 2 tickets for Send Help the second time as purchased tickets, which means I had now hit my $5 for every 4 ticket credit. Now, the weird thing about these $5 credits is it is, again, a manual redemption process, and they have a real quick turnaround. It's about 2 weeks from when I had achieved my $5 credit that they were going to expire my $5 credit if it wasn't used. And when you go into the process, you have to tell the service. Again, they don't notify you that you've gotten this achievement. You have to be on the ball about it. And when you go to get your credit, you have to make the determination, is this $5 going to be used for Fandango at home, or is this going to be used at the theater? You've got to make that determination. It is not a code, unlike the regular monthly promo code. This is not a code that can be used willy-nilly between either sides of the service. I wanted to try this out, so I used my code, and I said I wanted to use it in the theater. You have to tell it what movie you're going to see. Now, the movie I wanted to see was not on the list of movies I could pick from. So figuring that it didn't matter which movie I had picked, as long as I had picked theaters as opposed to at home, I took a gamble and I picked Send Help again, and that code was able to be applied to my next movie purchase, which was Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which I saw with my wife again at the Regal Grand in Greensboro, Sunday, February 15th at 3:50 in the afternoon. Now, the Ashboro Cinemark is a theater, basic theater, very basic theater. Stadium seating, no powered reclining seats, nothing like that. This theater has the reclining seats, although they are in need of a little bit of a refurbishment, I'd say that. The leather was very worn in my seat, and some guy 2 seats down from me, when he reclined his seat, his seat would not unrecline, it would not go back to its normal upright position. His wife had to go to the lobby to get somebody who just came in and pulled him out of the chair, and then they just had them pick whatever other seat they wanted in the theater. It wasn't a packed theater, but I will say that I was shocked with the amount of people in our screening, because this movie wasn't playing at every screen across the country. This movie, even I had to make sure that I was at the right place to see it. It wasn't like I could go to any theater to see it. And there were multiple people in our audience that were over the age of 60, and I almost wish I could have done an exit interview with all of them. Be like, hey, how did you find out about this movie? What did you think? The guy next to me was probably 68, maybe 70. He fell asleep about half hour in and kept snoring. So I don't know why he picked this movie to fall asleep in as opposed to any of the other movies at that point. But I will say, when I went into this movie, with 2 things. Oh, also, hey, this is Gray while he's filming the video, butting in here. I wanted to talk about another thing I was trying to do with this challenge of seeing 12 movies in a year or going to the theater 12 times, is I wanted to see as many movies blind as possible. How many movies could I avoid trailers for? How many movies could I avoid internet spoilers for? So when I saw Send Help, I saw it blind. When I saw Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, I saw it blind. The only things I knew about either of these movies were the very basic plot summary. Send Help, I knew the movie was about a woman and her boss who crash onto a deserted island for survival. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, the only thing I knew about it was the basic premise of a man, heavy quotes, man from the future showing up to a diner saying, I need to take some people with me to overthrow the AI. I'm from the future. That's the only thing I knew about this movie. Now, I did know, of course, the directors attached to both of these movies. Send Help, I knew Sam Raimi had a new movie coming out. I knew it starred Rachel McAdams, so I wouldn't say it was 100% blind. I'd say it was about 80% blind. This movie, I'd say I was about 85% blind, because I knew this was a movie directed by Gore Verbinski, who hasn't made a movie in about 10 years, and starred Sam Rockwell, who I'm a big fan of. I love both of these people, Sam Rockwell and Gore Verbinski. Now, knowing the bare minimum about a movie can really surprise you, because I had no idea this movie would have so many horror elements in it. I knew it was marketed as a comedy, and it was funny, but it also had some pretty intense scenes. I'm not going to lie, there were some scenes that scared me, and also the social commentary is very sharp in parts of this film. But if I ever find myself mindlessly scrolling after seeing this movie, it makes me want to throw my phone in a lake. So that was kind of refreshing. It was a little messy. I'd say that it's not as conventional, and it's not as clean cut as Send Help. But Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die was a good time, and it has me thinking about a lot of aspects of it. It feels like, even though the movie is 2 hours 14 minutes, it feels like there may be 5 to 10 minutes of scenes missing here, and those scenes might make the movie better. I'm interested. I cannot wait to buy either of these movies. I want to say that again. Send Help, I cannot wait to buy and hopefully hear a commentary track on. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, I can't wait to purchase and hopefully hear a commentary track on as well. I want to hear from the people involved in this movie. I gave it a low 4 out of 5. It's not a high 4 out of 5 like Send Help, but it is a low, but still a 4 out of 5 for Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I'm trying not to spoil movies as I'm talking about them here, in case you get to see them in the near future. Now, I did use my $5 promo balance from Fandango to help cover the overage, because this movie came to $27.74. So I used my $5 credit, and it didn't use all of my money, because it applied the full $5 from the $5 credit. So it then gave me back the little bit of money that wouldn't have been covered. The entire reason why I added on the $5 credit was to not get my gift card. So I assumed that I would just use the entirety of of all my money and say goodbye to whatever the overage was, but it ended up refunding me the like $2 or something to my Fandango credit balance. So that'll be used in a future purchase. But the concessions were expensive. I'll say that. I didn't want a caffeinated drink since it was Sunday afternoon and I'd have to work Monday morning. So we purchased 2 bottles of Life Water. Now, they were big bottles, I'll say that. I was happy with the size of the bottle. My wife wanted nachos. She said that they were very stale and the cheese was not good. And I bought a medium popcorn. The water bottles came to $12.98. The nachos came to $8.49, and the medium popcorn came to $10.99, which means with tax, I spent $34.65 on concessions that evening. So, keeping track of our overall value proposition, my Fandango Fan Club membership is now officially over the threshold. With my 2 free ticket balance coming in, I am now gaining on my membership. If you can get this promo with 2 free tickets and you pay 3 months up front, really, it worked out for me so far. I love this service, but I may not have loved it nearly as much if these 2 free tickets didn't come back to me. Because now I am over the threshold and I have now saved $11.66 on my movie. Now, I still do not spend any more on my gift card, and when you add in the concessions from that purchase, I'm now at $48.29 overall for my concessions purchases. Now, this is where I'm going to stop for this part. I'm going to hopefully upload this as its intro video to this series. I'm going to try to do this month to month, especially since I'm not doing book club as frequently as I would like. This gives me something to kind of work on over the course of a month or so. So this video will take me from January through February. Because the next movie I'm hoping to see is Scream 7, and Scream 7 I probably won't be able to see until officially March, since the Sunday after it comes out is March 1st, so you will definitely see me use my February credit on Scream 7 in March. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming back to Book Club. I hope this allows me to continue to talk to you all as easily as I had in the past. It's one of those things where when you stop making videos, you become aware of how hard it is to start doing anything again. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you all next time on the Book Club for Movies. I gotta feed the cat. Have a great week, everyone.